There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity.
What is going on, nerds?
We have returned from our regular little break.
Yes.
Pleasure again to have Isaiah on. That was a great session to talk about video games. We haven't really done that yet, so that was nice.
Yeah, and he's a great addition to the Nerdverse, especially for video game segments, because he can definitely hold the weight for where I lack, because, like I said before, with these kids, I play on normal. I don't play on hardcore no more.
Right.
I gotta get these levels quickly. I can't sit around and think and fail over and over again. So Dark Souls, you're out.
Right. Like, I have limited time.
But now, we got a good little episode for you guys today. On the top of the block, we're just gonna kick it off and say, welcome home, Britney Griner.
Mm-hmm. It definitely deserves to be back home. Good to have her back. Crazy situation overall, but hey, it worked out the way it worked out, and she's safe.
Got it. She's
safe.
Home.
Yep.
Yep. And we'll just keep it moving swiftly and talk about our short little tidbits we got. Most of that is just NBA. I want to start off saying, just found out Cade Cunningham, his season is over. He has decided to undergo surgery.
On his shin.
Yes, surgery on his shin, and that will be ending his season. He got injured November 9th and hasn't played since. And, they said this will be the best course of action to take in order for him to get back 100%. And they said he will be guaranteed to be back 100% after all this is over and ready to go next year.
Yeah, like, you can only hope.
Yeah.
Because what a rough position to find yourself in. Like, your top pick back in 2021. Non-existent.
I don't watch a lot of Pistons games, but, he's been a real leader. And, you see his numbers, they speak for himself. He's balling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, next up, you wanted to talk a little bit about the Lakers here.
Yeah, so I was, just doing my thing, scrolling on through the internet, and I happened to come across Laker information where there were talks of presenting a trade to the Knicks for Cam Reddish. And the Lakers have been talking to the Knicks about this for a while. And, they might even switch it up. It might not even be, they're originally talking about trading Westbrook to the Knicks for Reddish and probably some other stuff in between. The trade would be more, but, it would benefit Reddish more. Because Reddish is getting out of a Knicks organization that just doesn't really know how to use him. Because I actually wrote this down.
They kind of just swallow up young talent. They get lost in the unorganized organization of the Knicks, if you will. And, it's Jim Dolan. I always want to call him Bob Dolan. I don't know. Weird.
Sounds right.
But yeah, he's not the best owner,
Right. And currently with the Knicks for Reddish, from the stuff that I was looking at, he averages only 8.5 points, barely 8.5, 1.6 of a rebound, and barely an assist in 22 minutes of playing.
Baby, what is you doing?
Right, you're wasting young talent again. God, man. So, for him to be able to go to an organization like the Lakers, that's, win for him. Because he's working with Braun, he's working with AD, and, for the most part, they don't have, a standout guard, small forward combo besides, LeBron.
Yeah, they don't have one at all. It was supposed to be Westbrook, I guess, but it was really supposed to center around AD, and then it'd be that LeBron AD combo.
Mm-hmm.
But despite LeBron's lacking in GM skills, he is, a lot of these great and also, usually the best player in the league. These all-stars like that, they're hard to play with. I'm sure LeBron is hard to play with at first when he gets there, and especially when he organizes the team. But he does make players better. He does.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's undeniable. He makes people so much better.
Like Kyrie wouldn't have won or gotten a ring. Kevin Love wouldn't have gotten a ring without LeBron.
No.
Like the only player that I could actively see getting a ring without LeBron was D Wade. That's about it.
Well, because he had one.
Yeah, like that was it. Like it's like, yeah, I can do this myself.
I mean, LeBron, he's really good for a young player like that. The Knicks are terrible for young players all the time. Like it's just what they do. But personally, the Lakers, they've been on this win streak, or not win streak, because they've
been playing a great run of games.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. AD has been playing great, and that's what people get lost in. They see AD playing super well, and they think the Lakers are doing something.
No.
They're fifth in their division.
Mm-hmm.
Where they are in the NBA standings, I believe they're around 9th or something like that. But
that sounds right.
Look at who they've been beating. It's not that great. The best win was the Bucks, and that was because AD ended up dominating that game.
That was bitter, that game.
Yeah, AD straight up. That was the most impressive thing to me. It gave me a little bit of leniency towards them, but it's not looking good.
So
there's a 5-point game from LeBron, and what did AD have, 37 or something like that? But that was the Pistons.
Yeah, like if you're putting that type of numbers up against like Boston, talk to me. But I looked up the Lakers, and they are currently in the power rankings. They're put at 18th, and just like the overall Western Conference ranking, they're at 11. They're at 12th because they have 11 wins, 15 losses.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're.
And then their next best win after that, after the Bucks, they beat Brooklyn. And KD and AD, they had themselves a showdown, and AD had the best, with KD having 31 points and AD having 37. But I mean, they lost to the Kings, they lost to the Clippers, they lost to the Jazz, they lost to the Cavaliers, the Jazz, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, the Clippers. I mean,
list goes on.
The Raptors, the Sixers beat them the other night. I'm not sold on this Lakers team, man. I think they end up. I don't even know. I think they might be in the play-in, man. Well, I don't know. With the AD playing like this, they will be in the playoffs. I'm gonna scratch that. They will be in the playoffs. I'm not gonna.
If he doesn't get hurt again, yes, I would agree with that.
That is also a big issue. If he does not get hurt again, I believe he and LeBron, if they're healthy and in position, to get a little bit of rest and maintain their bodies, they'll be in the playoffs. They won't.
But that's where
playoffs though at all.
Well, that's where a player like Cam Reddish comes in handy. He's going to be probably one of the younger people on the team if they do make this trade. And being able to take advantage of that youth, where he can at least run up and down the floor and cause some havoc. Might as well. But at the same time, do you really want to rock the boat any more than it's already been rocked?
Yeah. And then they got Boston tomorrow. They have Denver on Friday, Washington on Sunday. They beat them earlier this year, but Washington plays good, so they might win this one. Then they got Phoenix on Monday. Yeah, I don't know. They got the Kings before, so it's Boston, Denver, Washington, Phoenix, Sacramento, and then Charlotte, and then Dallas. That's like from now until next Sunday, the 23rd, and then they play Dallas on the 25th.
Christmas game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. They could lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could lose 6 of those 7. Because I'm counting on them to beat Charlotte.
You can hope that they do.
You can hope. But, like, they could beat Washington, but I can't give them that. Sacramento's been playing very good. Mm-hmm. And that's at Sacramento, too. And they play really good at home. They really love,
always.
They love lighting that beam, which is fucking cool.
It is really cool.
It is a fucking cool beam. But, I don't know.
Yeah, like, it's different to see the Lakers just in such a weird middle ground, because they've either been great or garbage and then immediately back to great. This is like the first time that I can actively think of where they're like this weird kind of like blob.
I guess when they either miss the playoffs or they don't. Yeah, that's true. Like in this weird limbo where you don't know if they're good or bad.
Right.
Because AD is balling and you do have LeBron James. So, but that is neither here nor there. That was supposed to be a tidbit. That was a lot of bit on the Lakers, and that's
we dove in. We dove in.
First, didn't even think twice. I am.
Like whatever.
Didn't even put on anything. But let's talk about the NFL. We got some NFL Weekly for you guys.
Congratulations to all you fantasy players that made playoffs.
Because I am not one of them this year.
In the 3 leagues I'm in, I am in the playoffs in 2 of them.
Nice. You're doing much better than I am. I was only in 3. But your boy Baker.
I was impressed. I was really impressed.
Yep. Baker.
He stepped up in a way that I didn't know he had it in him. Like, I know he has a passion for the game. I know he has that fire. Mm-hmm. But I think this is the first time seeing him in a coaching system that, like, relatively works for him. And they were very much probably just like, hey, man, do what you do. Like, look for the numbers you feel comfortable throwing to, and let's see what happens. And, hey, he stepped up. And the defense stepped up, too. They played pretty well.
Played very good. 22 for 35. He had 230 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. That's the key stat for me. Mm-hmm. 0 interceptions, and he went 22 for 35. That's a good numbers for.
Yeah, 100%.
I wasn't expecting him to not throw an interception, honestly.
For a quarterback that joined the team 2 days beforehand,
That's exactly why I say that, because 2 days before, how much of the playbook could you possibly know? Las Vegas, they're scrappy at times.
They're a weird team. They're a weird team.
Derek Carr's a weird guy, but I like him. I like Derek Carr as a person. As a football player, he's a
maybe
guy.
like 3 years, 4 years ago, sure.
But no, Baker won that game. They were down.
Like, to be able to carry the team like that in the last 2 minutes of a game.
Mm-hmm. There's not much we could say. At the end of the game, that was actually a really cool part. It all started with, I can't even remember who it was. There was a lady interviewing, one of the guys on the Rams, and she was asking about the game, and then she said, "What do you think if you had to put this all in one? What do you think caused you this win?" And he looked right in the camera and said, "Baker." And I was like, oh, there he is.
Baker.
And, you know, he's speaking with the analysts. It was like so loud, people chanting his name that, you know, he couldn't even think.
He's just like,
Good for you, Baker.
like 100%. That was very well done. Congratulations for being in a spot that puts you in the right position.
Yeah. I mean,
because Matt Rule couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it shows that he could win a spot for this team, like for good next year, maybe.
Well, yeah, because Stafford is on his way out.
I mean, you can make it a quarterback battle if he's healthy, but if Baker plays good, I mean, they're not going anywhere at all. They're, I think, personally. But yeah, interested to see him on the team next year.
Yep.
All right. Now. Look, guys, I know sometimes it might seem like be like some sort of an Eagles podcast or something. I don't know why you guys would think that. It's kind of weird and a little insulting.
No, you're a liar!
Can you read your sweatshirt for me?
Sweatshirt. Come on, man. You're going off sweatshirts. But no, we gotta have this debate.
All right.
I hear people just saying like there's no way Jalen Hurts can be the MVP. They're like, oh, he's in the running. They like mentioning his name, but they do not like it when you say he's going to win the MVP. I'm not saying he's going to win it either. It's still an open race, very open. It's neck and neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes has 11. Josh Allen has 11. Patrick Mahomes, though, he has 1,000 more passing yards than Jalen Hurts. And he's Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on. Like, that's his argument.
But that's also, like, that's hard because Mahomes was starting before Hurts.
What do you mean? This year? They both started this year.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, a total. Sorry, I misheard that. I was like, well, that's not fair.
No, the MVP is the MVP of this season.
Okay.
So, let's just start from the top. Jalen Hurts. People say it's because his loaded team and Patrick Mahomes' team is not loaded. Patrick Mahomes' team is not as loaded as the Eagles, but he is not by himself. He has people that are producing.
Mm-hmm.
Juju Smith-Schuster is not a scrub. Okay, he doesn't have to kill anymore, and his defense is better than it has been in recent years. Mm-hmm. So it's well balanced. We are juggernauting our way through this league this year. But you can't take it away from the accuracy that Jalen Hurts has. The passes that he misses, they're right there. I've not seen a pass this year. I think saw one pass this year that was off target. Just like from him personally, like just a weird off target throw. That doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen with Patrick Mahomes as well. And that's why he's up there. Mm-hmm. And people get lost in the passing yards. He has 1,000 more yards than Jalen Hurts, almost to the 1,000. I think he's 3 shy of being 1,000 yards over.
Yep.
But Jalen Hurts has 686 rushing yards. Okay? He has 10 touchdowns on the ground, and he has 22 touchdowns in the air. Patrick Mahomes has 33 touchdowns in the air and 2 touchdowns on the ground with 280 rushing yards. Now, when we look at turnovers, Patrick Mahomes has 11 turnovers on the year. Jalen Hurts has 3.
No, that's better, and I think that's just better game awareness.
He has the best touchdown to turnover ratio in the league. Mm-hmm. And I'm not here to say he's better than Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to be the best player in the league to win the MVP of the league. You just have to have the best year. That's just all you got to do. And it's not over either. He doesn't have it in the bag. Patrick Mahomes is right there. But the turnovers is what's key, is what I'm saying. Yes, he has a better receiving core. but the accuracy in which he's throwing it is still there. You can't say he wouldn't be as accurate on another team.
Right.
That's my take on it. I don't know. What do you got?
I mean, I've been in the camp of Hurts being the MVP just for the way that the team is performing, because the team isn't going to perform the way it performs without the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And like for example, you put Ryan Tannehill in the situation where he had AJ Brown already, couldn't make it work. Mm-hmm. AJ Brown is a stud receiver. He is. There's no way around it. And
he does.
Yeah. And couldn't make that work. Like, if you take Jalen Hurts out of the Eagles right now, and let's say you throw in Andy Dalton, who is still a starter in this league, that's not going to work as well. It's just not. Jalen Hurts, I think, has a better overall game awareness that people just haven't really. They didn't anticipate that.
Yeah.
Not to say again, Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes don't have great game awareness, but their awareness, it involves them making a risky play, while with Jalen, he works a way around it.
If you watched that game last week, the way, and not comparing him to Tom Brady, but I will say this, he stands alone this year in the positioning of his passes, to where his receivers can only get them, or they're not going to be able to get it. They'll catch it, but they'll be out of bounds, and that's the only place they could have caught it.
Right.
It's the weirdest thing. That's like a Tom Brady type.
Well, yeah, he does what a quarterback is supposed to do.
Aaron Rodgers type thing right there. The way he throws that ball, it's always in the right position for that wide receiver to catch it.
Right. And if you're going to be a truly great quarterback, is you always throw the ball to your teammate or a position where no one's going to get it. And he's found that balance. He's got that arm power, and he's got that ability to move and create space so his receivers can do the exact same thing.
He could be a starting running back on any team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Almost teams. He's ridiculous at it.
Yeah, it's truly, he's a very impressive player. I think also a lot of the credit is that offensive line, because he's fucking beastly.
Oh yeah, that we do not take that for granted. You got Jason Kelce leading the helm. And
that's a stacked line.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the line's gonna end up falling apart, because not for the health part of it, just for money, because then other teams are gonna be like, hey.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody takes fake cut, but we gotta keep this train moving.
Hopefully, yeah. That's also a sign of a great teammate or leader. Someone that's I'll take less money. I don't need it.
Somebody does that, but Jalen Hurts for MVP. And next.
On to the next.
Texans, Cowboys. Did you see that?
I wanted the Texans to win so bad. I wanted it.
This weekend was surprisingly good football. There's a lot of games that I was not expecting to be good. You had the Panthers, you had the Texans and the Cowboys. These games were pretty good for what they were showing us.
Oh yeah.
And the Texans brought Brock Purdy.
No, that's the next segment.
Sorry, Davis Mills and the other QB. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
But yeah, they were doing a dual quarterback thing for a bit. Had the Dallas Cowboys on their heels.
God, I wanted them to win that so bad. They were that close. That close.
I was rooting for the Cowboys.
Oh, that's weird.
No, I wasn't.
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
No, not at all. I was rooting for the Texans. And I was like, as soon as as soon as that interception happened, I was just like, all right, the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to win somehow. Somehow. It took them a while, but I knew that outcome was going to happen. But we saw the chink. Saw the chink in the armor. This team is not going to be able to beat the Eagles, man. I'm sorry.
No.
We just beat people too many different type of ways. You to stop our run defense, or you want to stop our run, but that's fine.
Okay.
We changed it up at halftime.
So you're gonna stop Gainwell from running? Okay. Smith, Brown, go.
That's not going to be enough. Sorry to bring it back to the Eagles, but that's just what the Cowboys do. That's what the Cowboys do, and still. Their fans are delusional. They took that win as a time to celebrate again, like it's a Super Bowl. But really, that should have been a red alert.
You should be upset that game was so close for so long.
They have one win.
Yeah, one win and one tie.
Oh my god!
I don't know. We're just never gonna get through to them. But
they're dedicated. They're certainly dedicated.
On the topic of football, with this next segment, I'd like to call "What Are You?" What is that? Look at a couple teams and player, and I'm just going to ask the question: What are you? First one, the Lions. They're 6-4, right? 6-7. Sorry,
there it is.
They're 6-4 in their close games. So they had about 10 games this year where it's been decided in, one score or slightly more. And they're 6-4 in those games. And two of those games, this week against the Vikings, which they won, and the one before that, which they lost. And the one they lost by 3 points. I believe it was 24-27. But this one, they absolutely beat the Vikings.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 11 points, so it still qualifies as a close game. But they beat them.
Yeah, but you're kind of able to shut down, Justin Jefferson there for a bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, their defense is trash, but they sometimes lock up good receivers. I've noticed that in some of their games. But I mean, they did not lock anybody up on the Eagles until they tried to come back. But they've been playing pretty good. The first time they played Justin Jefferson, they had a hard time with him and stuff like that. CeeDee Lamb had a hard time with the Lions. But all those games they lost, but they were such incredibly close games. I mean, the Cowboys blew them out pretty good. It was 24-6. But then you go over here to the next team, which I got the Vikings. What are you?
The Vikings are a slightly cursed team.
Bearer
That's
of
what
the
they
curse.
And that slightly cursed part of it is, oh my god, I've just never seen a quarterback perform so well in morning games, but the moment you put him inside of a dome, or the moment it's a night game, Kirk Cousins drops off the face of the map.
Yeah, let's not be too hard on him. There's a thing called stage fright. And Kirk Cousins has it. But I mean, I guess this year he doesn't have it as much as he did before. I mean, the Vikings are 10-3. But we got certain people there. I've seen certain analysts or media personalities, and then a lot of their fan base just crying, asking for recognition. Why don't anybody believe in us? One, you have Kirk Cousins, and two, that 10-3 does not look like 10-3 to us.
Yeah, those are some maybe not should have won games. games.
Just like the Lions, glad you said that. Just like the Lions, they too have 10 games where they were close. It came down to the wire, one score or slightly more, like 2 or 3 more. And they are 9-1 in those games. Which you're like, no, that means they're clutch, right? I don't know, man. I mean, they dominated the Packers, which they blew out. They got blew out by us. They beat the Lions, like we said. It was 28-24. 4-point game. They beat the Saints 28-25. A 3-point game. The Bears 29-22. That's a touchdown.
Yep.
Dolphins. They beat the Dolphins by 8. I mean, they beat the Cardinals 34-26. Like, these are not convincing wins. They beat the Bills, but the Bills do that sometimes. And then they got shellacked by the Cowboys, 40.
Yeah.
I mean, then you want to let the Patriots hang around, 33-26, and then you just lose to the Lions. I mean, honestly, you could trade records with the Lions and the Vikings, and I'd be more comfortable with that, saying the Vikings are 9-3 or
But if they're required to switch quarterbacks.
What, like an Uno card?
Yep. So Kirk goes to the Lions, Goff goes to the Vikings.
Oof. Or you mean
yeah.
Kirk? Or yeah, Goff. Oof, no. I mean,
that's just me having fun, because they're kind of the same person.
Yeah, but Goff has more credibility.
Goff is just younger and more athletic. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but he has more credibility. He has more credentials. Cousins didn't get.
Kirk Cousins he has. You like that? You like that? That's what he has.
You like that?
So awkward. I don't like this chain wearing with no shirt thing. It's very not cool.
And the amount of people that have recreated this, I'm like, please stop it.
I'm over it.
Yep. Anyways, but yeah.
Next team. Are you Miami Dolphins? Are you good? Are you?
I think they're.
Are you frauds? Are they frauds?
I'm not gonna say they're frauds. I'm gonna say they're slightly underrated.
No. They're not. They're definitely not underrated.
So, like, in a sense of
they're currently rated properly,
I think a better way to put it is they're underperforming, because for Tyreek Hill to have that much yardage but only have 5 touchdowns to his name right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if those yardage numbers equated to the amount of touchdowns he should truly have. They've been weak at running back. They've had to switch things around there quite a bit, and that's unfortunate because that's really the only area that is their gut punch.
I mean, that happens, though. You got Tyreek Hill, though.
Yeah, but you can only utilize that so many times before he gets double covered. And not to say that Miami doesn't have other weapons, because they have the tight end, Gesicki. Yeah, he can be a great red zone threat because he's that athletic tight end that everybody wants. So he can push off a block and make that catch.
And that's my thing. Tua is supposed to not be a scrub. I'm not calling him a scrub. Not saying that. It's just, I don't know if it's coaching or if it's Tua, but it's got to be one of the two. We go to the Dolphins, and we look. That last game before this one, the game before last, there was a lot of wild passes thrown. A lot of wild passes thrown. And then you look at their win against the Ravens. They were down in that game. Their win against the Bills. They were down in that game. Lost to the Bengals, lost to the Jets, lost to the Vikings. Had a close game with the Steelers. Super close game with the Bears.
Yeah.
I don't know. Close game with the Texans. I'm not quite convinced on Tua and the Dolphins.
I'm convinced on their coaching staff because I think Mike McDaniels is a great coach.
So do you think
he's a player's coach? I think Tua needs to be better developed. Not
really good QB coach because he can't throw on the run.
Right.
He sometimes make terrible throws.
Because I wanted Mike McDaniels to come to the Bears because I was to have that type of mindset with a quarterback like Justin Fields who can move. That's a very dangerous combo.
Yeah, that would be something. But I don't know. I'm not quite sold on the Dolphins yet. So, what are the Dolphins?
Meh. They're meh. They have those moments where they shine, but again, kind of like you were saying, they're against teams that they should have shined more, but they just couldn't. And those I'm sticking with I think the coaching staff is good. I think they just need a different quarterback. Who that should be, I couldn't tell you.
Remember, beginning of the season, it was the defense letting them down, and Tua was saving the day.
Yeah, but then they made
the opposite.
They made changes. Yep. They got rid of a couple running backs, and I think it was just the defense not being used. Well, did they have a new defensive coordinator when the new head coach came in?
I wouldn't know. Not that deep into the Dolphins.
No, yeah, I don't know if it was a coaching change that they were adjusting to.
I do know at one point Tua was 3 for 16, and he finished 10 for 28. Them's basketball numbers. Mm-hmm. Those not a good shooting night. Shooting night, dude. But whatever.
Yeah, the Dolphins are meh. They're meh.
I'm going to say the Dolphins. What are the Dolphins? They're frauds.
Frauds.
I'm going to say it. Sorry, guys. 2-on.
Eat it, Miami. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. No.
All right. Last but not least, what are you 49ers and Brock Purdy? What are you? Are you a playoff team? Really? Really?
So, I am having some similarities in my mind of a certain Eagles team that lost Carson Wentz and had to be carried by Nick Foles, and they won it.
It's not the same because the quarterback was good before that.
Nick Foles is
Jimmy Garoppolo has had one good game this year.
So a big thing with Garoppolo and the 49ers, the way they've been playing, Jimmy doesn't have to throw a touchdown for them to win. That.
They win more when he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and last week we took off. Sorry about that, guys. But I did have written down, it was literally the night before he got injured. I was like, is Jimmy G that necessary to the team?
I would say no.
And
this is a great opportunity for Purdy, and he's going to take advantage of it.
I would say almost no, but it's leaning towards no. I just need to see what they do in a game without Brock Purdy. Been pretty damn good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Man.
Touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He had a 92 QBR rating, 16 for 21. That man is he's playing a pretty pretty smooth game. You know, whereas though Jimmy G kind of sometimes seems a little.
Well, Jimmy G was a savior when
stalls the team out sometimes.
Like, he was a savior when this season.
Oh, Trey Lance.
Yes.
Yeah, so this
he was a savior for the team when Trey Lance went out because they're like, this is someone we're comfortable with, we're used to.
Savior. You can't just be throwing around that word savior around.
I mean, for 49er fans, I can.
Well, they're exaggerating as well, also. But yeah, no, not a savior.
I'm not saying he is. That's just the way people there probably perceived it. Because they're like, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Purdy had 1 interception last week, but he had 2 TDs and 210 yards, 25 for 37. Brock Purdy, he's good. I mean, so far. Golly, he was born in 99.
He was 5 days old when Tom Brady went into the NFL.
Oh, and he's the first person to beat Tom Brady in the first start. Wow, look at this guy, Purdy.
But like, this is also Tom Brady at the end of his career with a team that I don't think cares a lot.
So they do got a decent defense, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. Brock Purdy and the 49ers, what are they?
I'm gonna say they're real. I'm confident they're real. I'm on the Purdy train. I'm gonna say they are optimistic.
You're on the Purdy bus. I'm not gonna say they're real, but Brock Purdy and the 49ers, what are they? To me, they're a threat.
Threat analysis.
They gotta be eliminated.
Take the shot, Juju.
They're coming for your Eagles.
As long as they take out the Cowboys on their way down, like, that's fine. That'd be funny. I mean, they gotta be able to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys almost lost to the Texans, right? And Davis Mills and company. Jeff Driscoll came in 4 for 6, 38 yards, 1 touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys.
Do what he had to do.
All right. See what we got going on down here. What's our time? We got enough time for a new segment that I think is going to be pretty fun. It's called With All Due Respect.
With all due respect.
We all know what this phrase means. It means don't say anything while I insult you. Please, just take this insult. Don't be a dick about it. So, did you have any with all due respects you want to pay some respects to?
None that I could come up with currently. I mean, we talked about it earlier, I guess, it's one of the things listed. With all due respect, freaking Splatoon.
With all due respect, Splatoon 3, you weren't the best multiplayer game. Sorry. With all due respect, I respect it, but, I don't. Alright. So this first one I got, with all due respect, Cristiano Ronaldo, no one gives a shit. No one cares, okay? Like, I kind of get the sense that maybe his team might be a little glad he might not be back. But, he says...
He's going to be playing in Saudi Arabia soon, so it doesn't matter because he's going to get buku money. But whatever, we'll move on. We're going to move on.
Keep moving.
With all due respect to the Phoenix Suns.
Yo.
Go cry about it. Like...
You're going to cry in the car.
Ion said it best. He said it best. He's like, you guys remember what they did to us last year, right?
He said you guys gotta understand, or you can understand or not. But like, we playing basketball. Like, forget the unwritten rule or real rule. Like, first of all, I like not to point out the obvious, but someone dunking and being an ass. I don't see how that like equates to like a fight.
Like, I think like it's just the Suns are being a sensitive team because they've gotten so close so many times. They need to get over themselves.
Did you get suspended for dunking?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Do you get suspended for fighting?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And they're idiots and they're soft little little ball players.
Like, cry me a freaking river that he did what he was supposed to do and score a basket. Who cares about the score? Like, if you suck, you suck. Own up to it.
I mean, first of all, it was only 9 points. It's not like
yeah,
they couldn't come back in that short amount of time. But don't let them dunk. How about that? You know, just like finish the game. Maybe.
Right.
That's an option.
Yep. No, yeah. They grow up, please. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Move on. Hopefully, you started a rivalry.
Probably.
All right. And with all due respects, I know we just talked about it, to the Dallas Cowboys. No one cares about T.Y. Hilton. I
didn't think he was still playing.
I thought he retired, but like, nobody cares until you guys win a playoff game, okay? 4 playoff games since 96, or 3 playoff games won since 96, since the 4th one you won in 96. But no one cares.
No.
Not at all.
T.Y. Hilton. If you guys were like, you were talking to Odell not like a week ago. But then you released his medical report, which is super illegal. Just be like, oh, we're worried about his knee. Like, yeah, but why are you releasing his information out? Oh, man.
Cowboys don't do nothing right, so.
They really don't.
Oh, well. What are you going to do about it?
I mean.
What are you going to do?
No, I mean, I'll still complain.
I mean, Jerry Jones is not going to hear it.
I hope, you know what? I hope the thought of me complaining ruins his night. I hope that he can't sleep.
Definitely will.
Yep. Like that Marshall Johnson guy in Wisconsin. God.
Little no-name podcast. I can't sleep. I need some whiskey.
His crypt keeper ass. Anyways.
That was the show for you guys. Nice, short, and sweet. Able to wrap it up in nice little 2 little segments for y'all.
Extra variety. And, yep. Hopefully soon we'll get started on those movie sessions. I can't wait to watch Parasite and like watch you experience it for the first time, because that movie's amazing. But this will be a fun little addition.
Yeah, we gotta do that this weekend. That has to be that should
we can do that.
And then we're gonna implement the coming in hot segment. That's where we watch the first episodes to animes and see the reactions. And we got the 60-second D&D. Hopefully that will be implemented soon.
I've got some stories written down, and I am working on the character stats. But at the same time, I'm also prepared for any chaos that may happen in between.
Well, appreciate it, nerds. Thanks for dropping by. Go to YouTube, subscribe,
like,
follow on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that jazz. Will be here every week, Hopefully multiple times a week, but definitely once a week.
For sure.
All right. Anything else? Any shout out? Anybody? Anything?
Man. And you know, it's always fun. Always good to have people. And like, there's a bunch of people behind the scenes. So thank you for the support and thank you for everything you guys are doing.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Peace.